Hello and welcome. This is Tejasvi Sharma, and you are watching me live on Facebook from JNU. Today we have our very special and 24th guest with us, and his name is Mr. Joel Vergis, and he is ready to share his inspiring story with you all guys. And thank you so much, all of you, for your love and support. Today we will get to learn more new things about disability and how people face the challenges in their day-to-day life. And Mr. Joy is ready to inspire you. He's ready to motivate you guys, and we will get to learn that how Mr. Joy changed his life because of his dedication, hard work, and willpower. And so here we go, and we have today with us Mr. So thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Joel Vergis, tonight with our Facebook viewers. So thank you. I would like to know that what are you doing from JNU and how you enrolled in this campus? How do you come?
Good evening, all of you, and I thank Mr. Tejasvi for inviting me to the show. It's really a pleasure to share my experiences with all of you. Let me begin. As Tejasvi introduced me, my name is Joel, and I am pursuing my MPhil in Educational Studies from the prestigious Zaki Hussain Center for Educational Studies, School of Social Sciences in JNU. And this center is the only distinguished center in JNU which is named after our famous dignitary, that is the former President of India, Dr. Zaki Hussain, who was also an educationist, who was also the former Vice Chancellor of Aligarh Muslim University and the chairperson of University Grants Commission. So it's really a pride to belong to that center. And well, I did my schooling from the city of Dubai in a school called Gems Arun Indian School in UAE, and then I did my graduation in economics from Mahatma College, which is affiliated to Mahatma Gandhi University in Kerala, and my master's in economics from St. Berkman's College, which is again affiliated to Mahatma Gandhi University. And I joined JNU in 2015, where I was enrolled for the integrated MPhil PhD program. And right now I'm in my 4th semester at the stage of writing my dissertation.
Okay. So Joel, I would like to know that what kind of disability you have, and would you explain for our viewers?
Yeah, well, I was born with vision impairment. I had low vision right from birth. As my age advanced, by the time I reached age 12, my sight started deteriorating and I lost my sight completely. By the age of, say, 17, I started losing my hearing, and I now also suffer from hearing impairment as well. So I have, in disability literature, it's termed as a condition known as deaf-blind, or you can, in simple medical terminologies, it is multiple disabilities or vision and hearing impairments. But the root cause for this disability is a nervous disorder which in neurosciences is termed as mitochondria cytopathy, which was diagnosed 2 years ago at the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences in Bangalore. So this is how they termed it, as mitochondria cytopathy. It's a nervous disorder that affects all your nervous system, and gradually it dysfunctions your various sense organs. So in medical science, there is no curative medicine. The only solution that they prescribe is preventive medicine, which could have been prevented if it was diagnosed at birth. And unfortunately, it was not diagnosed, and hence, as age advanced, I developed multiple disabilities. So, nevertheless, life has been challenging, but it's been really wonderful by the grace of God.
Yeah, Mr. Joel Vergis, it's true that when we have any kind of disability, we face lots of challenges in our life. And I know that you have also faced a lot. So, would you like to share some of your experience with our listeners and viewers?
Well, see, challenge without challenges, I don't think we will be able to experience the real essence of life. And there's no person in this world who has not gone through any challenges whatsoever, whether it's physical or psychological or financial, whatsoever it may be. But what determines your destiny is how do you handle those challenges and how do you face those challenges, and that depends on your attitude, perception. And well, when I analyze from my perspective, I have deep faith in God, and that has helped me to face life with confidence and courage. So, my basic challenge was uh, to come into terms with the disability itself. Um, in fact, my parents were unable to uh, diagnose my disability that I have a visual impairment. So it was when I was 8 months old, like when they used to take me outside, I never used to open my eyes in sunlight.
Oh.
So, so well, they noticed it, but they thought that maybe due to the excessive rays of the sun, that I may not, that I refused to open my eyelids. But as age advanced, and when they consulted ophthalmologists,
Okay.
so they suggested that I have vision impairment.
Oh.
So this was the first major challenge. And then the other challenge was in, like when you realize that you have vision impairment, then there is a challenge of moving around. There's a challenge of doing your personal routines. But then over the course of life, by God's grace, I've been able to manage with them. So then it's been easy. So
Okay. Mr. Joel Vergis, I would like to know that how much support did you get from your family and how they looked toward your disability when they get to know that you are visually impaired.
there was a kind of mixed responses from my family. So they they were very much supportive in my educational endeavors. Okay, but at, with regard to my safety and security, they were protective as well. So the first major reaction from them was at the age of 4, when every parents would try to test whether their children are able to distinguish colors. And then they would show me various objects and ask me to identify colors, and I would make mistakes in recognizing them. So I would say red instead of black, or say brown instead of pink. So I would recognize colors, and then I have received punishment for that. But later, when they came into terms that I was unable to recognize colors, then I think late. Then they never resorted to such tests. But in my education endeavors, they were always supportive. So like my mother took the responsibility of teaching me right from my young age. Uh, like she used to, when I had partial sight, she used to like write in a big in ledgers in enlarged uh,
Mm-hmm.
in enlarged fonts with marker pens in
Mm-hmm.
big ledgers,
Mm-hmm.
so that I would be able to read it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then as my sight deteriorated, I also had to rely on the assistance of magnifying lenses. And when that was when that became impossible, then my mother used to record my lessons on cassette tapes
Mm-hmm.
and give it to me so that I would be able to study.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to that, she would also sit along with me and read out my lessons
Mm-hmm.
uh, for hours, even till late in the midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And like she would also write my assignments for me.
Mm-hmm.
With regard to my studies, my mom assumed all the responsibility, and she was educated as well. She's also a graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So God gave her the grace and strength to perform that role.
Mm-hmm.
Then my elder sister also like supported me in my academic and extracurricular endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I had to prepare for, say, some of the other competitions, so my elder sister would download the materials from the internet and prepare it for me. And so then she would give me the training,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I was able to perform.
So your family were very supportive for you.
Yeah, and
what
my
about your
dad
friends?
was. Pardon?
What about your friends?
My friends were also very supportive. Like my
Mhm.
friends were very inclusive. They included me in all the activities.
Okay.
So in my younger days, they included me in sports and games.
Okay.
Even till I advanced in age, even when I came to grades 11 and 12 as well,
Mm-hmm.
they included me in sports and games. So they never excluded me.
Mm-hmm.
And then in all classroom activities also they included me.
Mhm.
So like I never felt uh, any deliberate exclusion or rejection from my friends,
Mm-hmm.
and including my teachers also. Teachers were also very supportive,
Mhm.
very encouraging.
So where are you from, Joel?
I'm from Kerala.
Okay. So now you're in Delhi.
Yes.
Okay. So as you know that people, a person with disability face lots of problems in Delhi because it's a metro city. So have you also faced some challenges in campus or in Delhi when you go out?
See, it's not only in Delhi.
Uh-huh.
I think after being to many places, like I have been to Kerala,
Mm-hmm.
I have been to quite a few places in India.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what I find that the features or the infrastructure facilities in India are almost the same.
Mm-hmm.
And well, mobility is always a matter of concern for any person with disability,
Mm-hmm.
particularly if the visual impact.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we use white canes to move around,
Mm-hmm.
much of it depends on our our awareness of the surroundings
Mm-hmm.
and the quality of infrastructure as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, since I have lived in two countries, one my homeland, that is India, and I was born and brought up abroad in the Gulf region.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't think that the infrastructure in UAE would be accessible according to the standards of disability activists,
Mm-hmm.
but then they were very comfortable enough to move around.
Mm-hmm.
So, like in UAE, you would not find many drainage holes or pit holes open, or you would not find much cracks on the pavements or roadside. which is a common feature on Indian roads and pavements.
Mhm.
And this feature is also visible in JNU campus as well.
Mhm.
So it's not peculiar to JNU campus.
Mhm.
I think campuses like IITs and IIM
Mhm.
would have much better infrastructure.
Why?
It it depends on the nature. It depends on the funding and also the quality of design.
Mhm.
So
For example, quality and
see,
design.
quality of design means it depends on the design itself and the agency that undertakes the contract,
Mhm.
right? Now, if you need to have good infrastructure, see, you need to have a good blueprint. You need to have a good contractor, an engineer who
Mhm.
can execute that blueprint very well.
Mhm.
You need to get also quality materials.
Mhm.
Uh, quality materials in order to construct or to create
Mhm.
that architecture.
Mhm. So don't you think that the JNU is more accessible than IIT or IIM?
See, I haven't been to IIT,
Mhm.
but what I have learned from discussions
Mhm.
with other people is what I have meant is I'm not talking about the access part,
Mhm.
but the quality of the infrastructure
Mhm.
would be much better in IIT and IIM
Mhm.
rather than in JNU.
Mhm.
Uh, but so because even in if you look at the pattern of funding, IITs and IIMs do not do get better support
Mhm.
in the matter of funding. Okay, if
Mhm.
I am right, like this statement that I make should be treated with caution because I'm not aware about the statistics.
Mhm.
But based on my discussion with certain people,
Mhm.
what I came to understand is that one of the professors in CPS
Mhm.
told me that IIM Lucknow has one of the best accessible infrastructure,
Mhm.
wherein all the different blocks and different schools are connected, are interlinked to each other.
Mhm.
So definitely the quality of infrastructure. It
Mhm.
does now when we talk about accessibility, we talk about the availability of ramps or elevators.
Mhm.
Well, that does play an important role in access.
Mhm.
But even if they are not available,
Mhm.
the available roads or stairs,
Mhm.
if they are in good condition,
Mhm.
if they are well built, well designed,
Mhm.
I think they shouldn't cause much of a problem to visually impaired.
Mhm.
Yes, it might still cause a problem to the locomotively disabled, but to the visually impaired, it may not cause much of a problem.
Okay. Joel, as you know that the issue of dog and cats have been raised,
Yeah.
several times in JNU
Yeah.
because the person with disability faced lots of problem. So
Yeah.
have you also faced something? If you would like to share some
Oh,
experience
yes, that is, but by the grace of God, I have been living in this campus for 1.5 years.
Oh.
So there have been instances when dangers came very close to my
Mhm.
side, but then I have experienced the protection
Mhm.
of God in my life.
Mhm.
I remember one part. There have been several instances when I have uh, gone where I have walked closer to dogs while they were lying down, or dogs and cats.
Mhm.
So I remember one particular instance where I'm not very sure whether it was a dog or not. But I stepped out of my room number. I was living in room number 14
Mhm.
of Kaveri Hostel then,
Mhm.
and I stepped out of my room to go to the washroom.
Mhm.
And on the way, I remember stamping an object.
Mhm.
And after I stamped, it produced a noise. And I perceived it was a dog.
Mhm.
I ran back to my room out of fear.
Mhm.
And well, I was not very much sure whether it was a dog, but given that it produced a noise,
Mhm.
so I perceived it should be a dog.
Mm-hmm.
So I have come very close to danger,
Mm-hmm.
but then God's kept me safe. Well, they do continue to create a problem
Mm-hmm.
for the for individuals with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only for individuals with disabilities, leave alone. It causes a problem to the public in general.
Mm-hmm.
So we shouldn't be seeing this as a problem only to individuals with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Because stray dogs are unhygienic
Mm-hmm.
and they're unhealthy for any civilized society. You know, they should be, they are domestic animals, so they should be domesticated well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they do also have the right of freedom to move around. They do have the right, but they should, the authorities should ensure that they do not move around in localities where, they do not move around in localities where citizens abide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, particularly in a locality where you have large number of individuals with disabilities residing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the authorities should be sensitive towards it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So viewer, we are listening Mr. Joel Vergis, and he's a very nice person, and today he is with us. So Mr. Joel Vergis, I would like to ask you another very important question, and this is my personal question. Okay.
Yeah.
As you know that yoga is a part of Indian culture, and nowadays yoga is getting much more popularity than earlier. So now we celebrate yoga as an international day. And I am also a student of yoga. So I would like to know what is yoga for you and what kind of changes should we bring so that you can also join us and make your life healthier and better. If you would like to share your view on it, then please.
Yeah, I have no issues about sharing my views on it. Well, I have a limited understanding about yoga,
Mm-hmm.
and I also have different perspectives about yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is yoga or purely a method of meditation,
Mm-hmm.
or is it a meditation combined with medication,
Mm-hmm.
or is it a spiritual activity
Mm-hmm.
that involves performing of rituals and reciting of and chanting of mantras?
Mm-hmm.
So these are the various questions
Mm-hmm.
that arise in my mind when I hear about yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I don't know the fundamental reason why yoga has been gaining so much of popularity in the past couple of years, and when the state machinery itself have been popularizing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because prior to the present regime,
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any former regimes have popularized yoga in a massive scale.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if yoga is part of a sign of Indian culture, it's not just yoga that is a sign. No, yoga is not yoga alone is not a sign of Indian culture. There are many other signs and symbols of Indian culture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if yoga is a medicine
Mm-hmm.
that does not have any side effects that can be pursued by anyone,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Indian civilization has contributed 5 distinct traditional branches of medicine:
Mm-hmm.
Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy. They all should be popularized.
Mm-hmm.
And why only yoga is popular? If it is if it is a medicine, method of medicine,
Mm-hmm.
or if it is a sign or a symbol of culture,
Mm-hmm.
there are many other various other symbols of culture as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where there are various art dance forms, there are various arts
Mm-hmm.
and artifacts that are part of Indian culture.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they not popularized?
Mm-hmm.
So these are the fundamental questions that I would raise when I hear about yoga.
Mm-hmm.
As I told you, since I have a limited understanding, and I wouldn't like to comment on that further.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Like in the beginning, you said you believe in a God.
uh,
So is there a specific reason that you believe in a God, or if you would like to share something, why?
um, see, belief in God is rational, just as you believe in something else as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are so many isms in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and people choose to believe in
Mm-hmm.
any one of these isms
Mm-hmm.
and popularize it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I think
Mm-hmm.
as a rational individual, I have a rationale to believe in God. If that could be one example, it should be treated with caution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My second reason for that is
Mm-hmm.
I believe in God because I had a personal revelation or an encounter with Him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the third reason is rather than I have, yeah, it's true that I had a revelation,
Mm-hmm.
but it would be more appropriate to say that God revealed Himself
Mm-hmm.
to me
Mm-hmm.
through various means. So when God has revealed Himself, God, who is the creator of life that exists, who is the ruler over all the system, and He Himself has revealed Himself, then it's why shouldn't I not believe in Him?
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone questions my belief, well, that question could be either out of skepticism or it could be out of a genuinity. So this is my defense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my because I have a personal encounter,
Mm-hmm.
or it's because God revealed Himself to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's out of rationality, my rationality, I choose to believe.
Okay. Dear listeners and viewers, today we have Mr. Joel Vergis with us, and he's a real, you can say, he's a very talented person. And because of my, personal request, he just came to give his interview and to inspire you guys. So thank you so much, Mr. Joel Vergis, for joining us tonight. And if you would like to share. Or would you like to give any message to our viewers regarding disability or regarding anything, whatever you want to say, you can go ahead and you can say.
Yes, I would like to give. I have a message for the society. So, like, we are living in a world full of injustices and inequalities, and the moment we experience injustice, we do long for justice, and combined with justice is our quest for the truth. Um, so we are living in a, the academia defines it as a postmodern culture. And this year, the Oxford Dictionary defines it as a post-truth culture. So we are living in an age full of cultures that exposes lies on that only tells us, partial truths or absolute lies. They do not reveal absolute truths. And the academia also makes us believe that there is something not absolute, but there is something called absolute truth. And in our fight for justice, individuals with disabilities are engaged in various kinds of activism and rights movement. Well, I appreciate that. And I wholeheartedly support those movements. But deep in our heart, we need to ask this question, like, what is truth? And and an attempt to seek an answer for this truth would help us to uncover many lies that surrounds us. Okay. And for example, education was considered to be one of the most powerful weapons in modern society that could change attitude. But over the course of history, it's been proven that education has limitations. Our education has failed to change social attitudes and human behavior. The more educated a person is, the more educated a person, the more ignorant he becomes, because what he has in his attempt to establish that he is more knowledgeable, he has denied the truth of God. So the message that I would like to convey is that truth is the most valuable thing on earth, and it's the most powerful thing on earth. But it has been surrounded by a bodyguard of lies. So we need to strive constantly to know the truth. And this when the Roman governor Pontius Pilate examined Jesus Christ during his crucifixion, Jesus Christ asked him, like, "Are you the king of the Jews?" And Jesus replied that I have come to be a witness of the truth. And the next question that Pilate asked him was, well, what is truth? That was the most significant question that any man has ever asked on earth. But after asking this question, he walked away and he took a mug of water and washed his hand, saying that I am innocent of this man's blood. But he did not wait for the answer. So Jesus Christ, during his life on earth, he proclaimed that I am the way, the truth, and the life. So in a quest or in an attempt to know the truth and in a search for truth, we need to be honest with the various strands of thought and knowledge that we deal with, and we need to address them objectively based on facts and historically. So I hope and I wish all my viewers that you will be able to know the truth, and I wish you all the best and all good luck for your success. And I thank Mr. Tejasvi for giving me this opportunity to share my views with the viewers on Facebook.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joel Vergis, for sharing your inspiring story with our Facebook friends and dear friends. Today we listen Mr. Joel Vergis, and he's a very inspiring person. I hope you also love it to hear his inspiring story. And I will be back with and I will be back with some more new inspiring friends in front of you next time. So thank you so much for your love and support, and thank you so much, Mr. Joel Vergis, for sharing such a wonderful message with our viewers. So till then, see you guys, and do not forget to watch inspiring stories with Tejasvi Sharma. So thank you. See you guys. Do like, share, and comment. Bye.